Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me for this new video around my campaign Operation Dark Winter. Today we are finally doing the Red Hook mission. If you follow my channel, I've been wanting to do this video for a couple of weeks, but priority changed with the base of operation extension that I did recently. But now we can finally attack the Red Hook district. This district is really important because it might unlock up to 5 GTF models. Basically here in this district, 5 GTF guys, soldier, police officer has been ambushed by the rioters faction. They will be placed in the middle of the board, and I will need to come up close with my guys to make contact with them so they can extract the board. If one of them is injured or killed, I won't be able to gain that model. I will only be able to gain the number of models that survive the ambush. Also, the model I will be placing in the middle of the board will be just some random dude that we select from my box, and I will do the correct selection process with you guys in the next mission briefing that I will record after the mission, if I manage to save one of them. So that's our next mission. We'll have a look at the board just after, but this is the mission we are going to do. Having a quick look at our roster, we are at mission 9, we will be doing the Red Hook mission. We still have our agent of the division, Nick Hayat, that is injured, and that is a bit of a shame. We also have Dan Espinosa that is also injured. That means that I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 models that can be deployed on a mission. But what I will do for that mission, since I really want to succeed at that mission, I want to save those 5 guys, I will take maybe 1 or 2 models from my other team. They will be deployed in this new mission, so they will be doing 2 missions in a row. That means that they will be tired, they will lose some stat point. I will just place the quick rule on screen right now. I think they are losing 2 points in each of their stats, but if I take Alani Kelso, she have pretty high stat, but yeah, I really need to have as many guys as possible for that mission. So that's my plan. Now let's have a quick look at the base of operation. So here is our base. We still have the security wing over here that is completely locked because I need first to finish the Boerum Hill mission that will unlock that wing, and it's not on top of our priority right now. So what I can do, last mission, we built the rain collector, which will produce 2 food per day without having the need to affect a civilian there, so that will be really useful. I still have my kitchen where I can place someone. And what I want to build next is really first the black market. The black market will allow me to if I place someone here, he will be basically selling the card I don't use anymore. And I have a ton of cards of low quality that I don't use, that I don't really care. So I really want to grab those cards, build a black market, grab those cards and sell them to gain some resources. And this big income of resources that I will get next turn will allow me to build maybe multiple extensions actually for that next turn. So let's have a look quickly at the resource that we have available. Next, on the last mission, we used 2 food resources and 1 ammo, so we don't have that anymore, so I will just remove that. And in green are all the resources we gain in that last mission, so I took the time to loot as much as possible, and we gain quite a lot of resources. So as I told you, the first thing I want to do is actually send someone to the black market to actually build that room. So first, let's take 1 civilian. I will place that civilian in the black market. And here I need 2 fuel, 2 building material, and 1 intel. So 2 fuel, 2 building material, and 1 intel. So here now I'm starting to build that black market, so that will be really helpful for the next turn. What else? We have the trade center. Unfortunately, I don't have enough ammo. This one will be really helpful because it will allow me to exchange one resource, two resources against one resource of my choice. So that will be helpful. I need 2 ammo. I already have 2 ammo, but I need 1 for that next mission I will be doing. So I need to keep those 2 ammo, so I can't build that for the moment. And for the sewing station, I also need the 2 ammo. I really need to build that because it will grant me access to the body armor, which I really need. So we'll also see that later on. Next, we really want to build a medical bay because it will allow me to heal multiple guys at once, but I need 4 building materials, which I don't have, I only have 2. So what I will do in the meantime is actually send someone to build the virus lab. The virus lab will basically, if a civilian is working in that room, will grant me 1 victory point for every mission. And if I look quickly at my roster over here, my mission track line, here is the victory point. And basically I need to reach 500 points, 400 points at the end of my campaign for my campaign to be a victory. And we already got 2 minor victory, and yeah, I would like to have that extra income as soon as possible in my campaign. So let's place 1 civilian here. He will be building that room, and we need 2 building material and 4 medicine. So 2 building material, I will just remove that out of the way, and same thing here, I will just remove the 4 medicine. So I don't have any more medicine, but yeah, let's hope that next turn when I will sell all my weapons, I will get a lot of them. So that's pretty much it for the base of operation. And also actually I need to send someone to the kitchen that turn to actually produce 2 food that turn. So he will be producing 2 food. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And also we have the rain collector that will also produce 2 food. So that's really helpful. So this I can add also 2 other food. So now I have that solid income of food. It doesn't worry me that much. With all of those food I can send 3, 6, 12 guys in mission basically, but I also need to feed the 3 civilians that are working in the base. So yeah, anyway, that's where I am right now. And now let's see the model available for that next mission. So here are that team that was supposed to be deployed, but in addition to those 5 models, I will add those 2 guys from the first team. So those 2 guys will get, I forget to check, I think it's -2 to all their stats for that mission. Alani Kelso will be deployed with the rest of the team on the board, while Shane Walsh, because he have a really good shooting stat, he will be placed as a sniper off the table, and I will equip him with a sniper rifle. So that's it. We have those 6 models that we need to equip some gear. So here I've laid down the team that will be deployed. John C, that was previously placed as the sniper off table, he will give his sniper rifle to Shane Walsh. Shane Walsh still have his equipment from his old mission. I will just give him this sniper rifle in addition. And yeah, now let's have a look at the gear available. So those 3 are already pretty well stuffed. They each of them already have pretty good silence weapons. So we have the Uzi, we have the MP5 SD6, we have that pistol and the MAC-10. And in my other team, I desperately need some silence weapon. So in the previous game, I gained 2 silence weapons, so the Banshee MK17 and that Ruger Mark IV Tactical. So those 2 guns will definitely go for my other team. Next we need to stuff actually those 2 models over here. So first off, all of them will get a pistol. So, John C. will be my police officer, my Rick Grimes will get the Colt Python, while John Grimes will get the Spike Dragoon. By the way, here are all the attachments and here it's all the weapons. So that's it for now. Now what next? Next we need to equip them with some weapons. And actually, since we have a lot of cards, I will do that off screen and I will show you what I decided. So here is what I did. First, I equipped Dante Adams with the EOTech 552 on his Chris Vector that will grant him a +1 targeting roll in the first range interval. Next, I also switched the smoke grenade and the holster from Dante Adams to John McClane. Brian Gamble is still equipped with his climbing kit. This team really needs some body armor. I just have a nickel, so here that got one. Actually, my agent of the division who is injured have a body armor. Maybe, yeah, I will maybe check and equip. Yeah, wait one. Yes, so since my agent of the division that has been injured is out of combat, I can take his gear for a couple of missions. So I took his body armor and I equipped it on my SWAT guy, which is equipped with the MP5 and the Colt M45A1. So here, nothing new, but here John C. has been equipped with the Colt Python. He's also equipped with Mossberg 500, an MP5K with the Ratnik that will give a +1 targeting roll, and I will also equip him with that gas mask that will allow him to enter contaminated building, and that's a new rule that I will introduce in the next mission. John Grimes here is equipped with the Dragoon, with also a BCM RC 16, so a pretty cool weapon, and on that weapon I've equipped first, the Vortex Razor that will grant him +1 to targeting roll in first range interval and also reroll one roll to hit in the second range interval. In addition, he's equipped with a makeshift silencer that will be silenced only for the first shot or the first 2 shots if rapid fire. And I gave to him the climbing kit so he can get in a nice high ground position. So that's the team that will be deployed on the next mission, and let's actually have a look at the board. So this is the board we are going to play on that next mission. The objective, the GTF model that has been ambushed will be placed in this middle of the street over here, and all the enemy tokens that are placed on the board will move toward them, trying to engage them. I will, as usual, draw the cards one after the other, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. I won't be able to move the GTF model too far. For example, I won't be able to quit that street area. They will remain over here in cover of the car, waiting for my guys to pick them up. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A quick tour of the board. Now with all the assets, like we can have some nice view on the table. So here the gunfight will happen here in the middle. Here we have a military checkpoint. As usual, we always have a military checkpoint on one of the edge. And yeah, what else? Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I will wrap this video up and will guys see you for the next battle report. Thank you everyone, see you for the next one. Bye!